No masturbate. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, no masturbate. Okay. All right, what's up, guys? Whew. All right, let's do some puzzle to start with. Puzzle streak 40. Wow. Hmm. I don't know why this puzzle streak doesn't seem like it should be difficult. Queen d7 because rook f7 walks into king g8. I don't really trust that. So by default, it has to be queen d7. Yeah, that's not even the best defense. I wouldn't have thought about that puzzle for so long, you know. It seems like oftentimes, you know, the most reasonable practical defense isn't chosen, of course, by the computer. Because chess engines don't really go for practicality. Right. Here's an interesting puzzle. This is an interesting puzzle. Knight e4 kind of breaks through, but that's not enough. It has to be d4. Yeah, we're hitting the rook on h1. Boom! Explosive move there. Okay. Next, we're just waking up. Black has a lot of weaknesses. The obvious shot is takes knight d5 with a double attack, but the thing about that is, like, yeah, it's strong. It's strong. It doesn't even matter that it's double attack. Single attack is enough. There's no defense to that bishop on b6. This is just too overwhelming. Yep. All right. Aliakin defense gone wrong. Oof. Check. No. No, we have a very nasty mate in 2 here. Rook b7, king d8, queen a5 mate. Okay. And then fairly passive looking Caro Khan, but this is weird. Takes and b5. Very deep. And then takes. Alright. And then this one, not really getting it. You gotta ask, what's the objective, you know? Can we checkmate? Is it, you know, winning a piece, dropping the queen? Usually there's a motif. There's also this here, which is a threat. So we can't play a slow move here, really. Queen g4 looks good. But there's also queen f5. Some move that traps his king in the center. There's a problem though. I mean, like queen g4, king e8. He has actually queen g4, king e8. And I can't win his queen with rook e1 because of knight e5. Knight e5 seems to defend. Nice analysis last night. Oh, thank you. Well, I need to implement this idea of analyzing, picking a game out. That's better. It makes it better if I include one of my own choices. I think that was fun. And doing a game without the engine, just, you know, from a book, an older book like I had, or whatever book, that was good too. Nice to see Arsenal. Just weird having no Astrobate because he's like resetting his, I don't understand, something happened to his only device. So he's like, I might not see you again or something. It's going to be 10 days. You won last night. 3 from 3 after 18-month hiatus. They're giving you easy ones to warm up with. No, good job. But the second one, you know, the one you showed, obviously, you know, you outclassed that opponent, I think. But you never know. I mean, maybe this guy just couldn't handle the look, the marshal is tricky, you know. So even some good positional players can lose badly. He's not necessarily a bad player, you know, to lose in that marshal. He just didn't know the line. But anyway, congratulations. I play next week. I won a game a week. No, I drew. I drew my last game, yeah. And then, yeah, people keep asking me when's my next tournament, and I don't know. The first today actually the spring festival started, but it's too early, and I don't want to play a bunch of. I looked at the field; it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's just I don't think there's anyone. Okay, let's put it this way: the Budapest Spring Festival. It's not spring, first of all. Secondly, it's very far away from my house in Buda on the other side of the city. And thirdly, I think there's only like 2 players in the field who are over 40, but I'm not sure. I went through the list. There was like 170 players. No, I'm serious. Close to 200 players. And I only saw like 3 people who I recognize as being over 40. I mean, it's like, that's just, no. I think actually has a steep entry fee. Coming to think of it, my teammate who's playing was complaining about the entry fee. So that's very, very much a turnoff to a lot of people who are like amateurs. I mean, if there's super big prizes or something, but yeah. All right, so what's up? Hallow, what's up? Is challenging me. Arsenal fan, you were challenging me, but your challenge dropped. I'm not sure if you dropped the challenge on purpose. Rook Tasty 5 check isn't going to cut it here. I don't know the solution. Anyway, forget it. Arsenal fan, I should play Hallow, what's up first, but whatever. I mean, I should just for the sake of getting in warmed up. All right, Arsenal was first. Forget that puzzle. I hate puzzles. But people keep asking me when my next tournament is, and you're talking about tournament games. Yeah, but I don't want to play in a tournament where there's 3 out of 170 players who are over 40. Senior tournaments are one thing, but I mean, that's like a junior tournament. I don't want to play in junior tournaments. I mean, I'm not overly a subscriber to this theory that juniors are automatically, like, better. We've discussed this before. They have a stamina edge in some cases. They have parental entry fee payment edge. That's the main reason why they didn't get any players over 40. Plus people have to work. But the seniors can't afford it, right? Okay, so if there's any pensioners who wanted to play, they're like, no. Pensioners are automatically excluded because they can't afford to pay like $80 for entry fee or something in Hungary. All right, so this is Blitz 5-3. I guess I shouldn't play the Marshall against Arsenal fan. I never play the Marshall anyway. So I don't know. I'm just playing something random. I just play an E4, E5 player on TV. I only have... You can probably count still on 2 hands the amount of tournament games I have with E4, E5 with black. Official games. I mean, tons of Blitz, of course, but... I bet I've played around 10 to 12 games with E4, E5 in my 40-plus year career. 6 to 7. Okay. I'm not in love with putting my knight on E7 in these lines, although I know that's what typically happens because the knight is so passively placed there. If I could put it on F6 in some lines, it might be more active. This is the so-called Smith-Stop variation, but C3 he played. The sharpest line is what? Like D4? I don't know, is it castles first in D4 or D4? C3 is solid. So if I play knight F6, you take. If I play knight F6, you take on C6, I take back the D pawn. And if you take on E5, I take on E4, you have like rook E1. Which looks kind of annoying. Maybe that's playable for me. But in any case, I'm pretty sure that 97 is normal. It's important to have d5, right? d5 in one go. Now here I don't know if I'm supposed to play a6. Maybe I'm already in trouble. I don't like allowing that. You know, I feel like this is already, I'm already fucked up. I think I'm already fucked up. I think I did this once before. I'm pretty sure I did this once before. I'm pretty sure that it's dubious. I should know something, but I'm having fun. I'm playing a line I don't really know. The Smyslov system with g6. But, you know, castles I don't really love because of d5. I mean, d6 is just probably bad. So it's either castles or d5. I think I'm better off playing a6. Woodpecker method. No, I just know the name of the book. I'm familiar with the name of the book. Yes, that's been around for a while. So okay, rookie 1 doesn't look dangerous. I mean, not overly dangerous. Do I take or just ignore it? Maybe I just ignore it. Rookie 1 is not scary, though. Taking would eliminate that powerful central pawn. Maybe I should have taken it. The woodpecker method. Random question. Spike Jones, what's his name? The guy with the weird name wrote the woodpecker method, which is now very popular on like Chessable or whatever. I don't use Chessable, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of you know, that type of training, but I suppose if it works for you, it can be very, very effective. Really depends on the person. Well, I mean, there's no easy way, you know. I mean, just I didn't read the book. Look, you know, I know that it's like about repetition, chipping away like a woodpecker. Not for the exciting, those seeking excitement. I mean, I improve tactically by playing like tons of blitz, although nowadays I don't play a lot of blitz. Here we go. Alright, bishop g5. How does that work? I don't understand. Okay, I take. It's a nice pawn structure you got there. I'm not the only one who's not awake yet. Alright, so queen d7. I can calculate a little bit, not too much. We had this kind of structure in the game. Maybe. I had a bad one of these Smyslavs recently. Well, a few weeks ago, months ago, whatever. In the last 2 months, I had a blitz game or a game on the stream. The thing about Arsenal, he's pretty quick. Doesn't waste any time. Let's just put it that way. His greatest strength, you know, is not thinking. That's a good one, right? That's a good backhanded insult. Your greatest strength is not thinking too much. He's not listening, so we can say, I like that. That's cool. That's a seriously awesome backhanded compliment. Your greatest strength is not thinking too much. Is that you don't think too much. There's various ways to like look at that. Like you don't have the ability to think that much. It could be insulting in several different ways. All right. Think a lot. Think about all you got. 92. But I can force him to concede this bishop. Or not. Wow. Or not. Nice. He's unwilling to concede the bishop. Nice. Wow, that's annoying. Jeez. Can I do this? Yeah, I wasn't sure where he's going to put the bishop. Well, that answers that question. Okay. Yeah, so he still got me sort of on the defensive. Unfortunately. It's like a weird open Lopez. There's a hole in the bucket. Okay, bishop c2 is coming. Do I really want to put my king on that square, ultimately? Jeez. Knight h4. Somehow I'm managing to be ahead on the clock. I don't know how. I've been playing a bunch of 3+2 unrated, like just anonymous games with people. You know, so maybe that's made my play a bit faster than it's been in the past. Hard to get out of this without some sort of break. You know, ostensibly I have no bad pieces, but it's sort of hard to do anything. Ooh, rook g4. Kind of a weird move. Yeah, it's hard to break free. Oh. Yeah, hard to do anything. I'll just take some more random space. Whatever. Am I gonna get in trouble here? Trouble, Stiltskin. Well, it would be good to have a threat of some sort, like b4, or e8. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of happening at some point. He's got the initiative somehow. So much for my good bishop. Rook takes. Jesus. This is scary. Oh, he's got me. Do I ever have any threats? That's insane. Why, you can do that? It's like illegal. I have no way to break through. It's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Do I want to know what that was? My knight's trapped? My other rook? I have no way to make a move here? Are you serious? This is so strange. Yeah, he sees every single tactic using no time. That's exactly right. He played better the worse his time got. It's very weird. That's exactly right. He's like a tactical machine. The less time he has, the better he plays. So that's exactly what happened. It's very creepy, dude. Like, all of his moves are perfect tactically. He's just really like a machine. It's like playing a machine, dude. I mean, did you see this? Zero inaccuracies, zero mistakes. There has to be. No, see, he was clearly worse, and then he started playing perfectly from the clearly worse moment. That was where he got, he got low on time down to 30 seconds, and then he played a perfect game. Exactly what you said. He has 3 inaccuracies, a mistake, and a blunder. And then, from move 24 on, he played perfect moves. Exactly. Exactly what you're saying. From the moment he had 30 seconds left, he played perfectly. You played like normally until you had no time left, and then you played perfectly. From here, 45 seconds left. That's the engine number 1 move, Rook D1. Preemptively defending D4. Bishop G5, engine number 1 move. F4 is only number 4. Rook takes is best. Now I blundered with knight h6. I mean, I wanted to play king h6, but it's so scary that I couldn't bring myself to do it, so I blundered. Yeah, it's like 2 arsenals. There's the... You didn't think you were worse. It was -2. Okay, -2 at one point, -1.4 at another, and -1 at another. But there's a difference between worse and, practical. You're optimistic. You're an optimistic player. You don't know you're -1.9 when you're playing. Well, dude, it depends on the position. I mean, I do. Sometimes I know when I'm -0.1. That's bro. I think that a lot of times you know. I mean, it depends on the position. It depends on the position. I can tell when I'm -0.1 in some cases, like my game from Sunday last week. I was like, this just doesn't feel quite equal, and it's 0.1. Walter Goodman plays a C3 Sicilian. I was unawares of that. That's new. I thought you were an open Sicilian player. What happened to the other challenger, by the way? Hollow What's Up? Why does Hollow What's Up get knocked down? I guess he closed the challenge, he came back. I should have just taken on E4 probably. But anyway, what I did was okay, it turns out, but I don't have any experience in that line. Bishop C4. I can play E6, right? This is main line. Oh, you're not going to do that, dude, I hope. Since when do you play the C3 Sicilian? You crushed me in a Velimirovich before. plays both. He plays both the C3 Sicilian. Now you're thinking there's some stupid gambits with like knight g5 or something. Bishop takes f7. You're thinking here. No, this is bad. You know, this is a gambit you have to take on I mean, you have to like play d5. It's like a Yuri Lapshin gambit or something. Stupid. It's an old C3 Sicilian gambit. No one plays it anymore. I mean, it's been kind of debunked for quite a while. I mean, I remember like when I first moved to Hungary in 2004, I played in some tournament where Lapshin played it against somebody in our, it was 2005 maybe? So it was popular, still popular around then, but it wasn't new even then. I remember clearly. I can see nearly now. Nearly now. I can nearly see now. Crushing random noobs. I really crushed that noob in the last game. Crushing, not really. Bishop d4. That's a weird move. You're a weird player, dude. I can clearly... What's your username? I guess you're not watching the stream. Are you talking to me? Chess lover? Oh no. Lee Chess Lovey, like Blake Thurston Howell III? Lovey? Lovey. Lovey, bring me my evening wear, please. Dude, $16.99. Uh-huh. You're so sus. Everyone's sus. Sus is sus. Sus is thus. Walter Goodman. Very, very sus account. Nettie. Alright. Does your last account still exist, or is that gone? He's slippery, this one, you know? Slippery. He's like an eel. You think you got him in the net, and he keeps slipping away. Don't play like a 1669. I've said this countless times now. You do not play like... But then again, there'll be these weird blunders. Okay, maybe it's your tactics that are weak. What am I doing? I still have nothing. This is unbelievable. Dude, you gotta do something about this account. $1,600? $1,000 open section prize? Well, if it's a 30-second time control, you're good, dude. They'll think you're gonna roll over and die when you're down to 30 seconds, and then you play like God and crush them. No, I mean, play with, you know, do what you did against me. Like, use all your time in the first 10 moves. And then, you know, make them think you're going to roll over and lose on time, and then just, like, flag them. With perfect play. In the sudden death. Yeah, why is the 1600 playing like a master? Dude, what is your deal? Seriously. There's no way you're 1600, dude. It really annoys me. All right? So, explain to me what your deal is here. I just seriously want to know. Like, why is your account 1669? Is that like your little brother and you're really 2100 or what? What is your deal, bro? You're fast and you're strong and you play like you're 2100, but your rating is consistently 1600. I don't understand why. Seriously. Maybe you can explain that to me. Because 1669 on Lee Chess is really bad. Really bad. Then they're like, oh, I don't play on this account. You just made the account like a week ago. He's obviously too good to be 1669. Endgame technique, everything, you know. I can't even get any edge at all. This is a master playing white. I didn't realize it was 5+1, dude. You can't challenge me to 5+1. That's unsportsmanlike. 5+1. Gabble Troll Mop, Shocky's here, also with the 5+1. I never play 5+1, but it's allowed under the rules. Just no 5+0. International Master Cheater. Cheater? I've never cheated. Downstairs chess. Downstairs chess. It's kind of a weird name. Downtown Joseph Brown. I'm sorry, but this player's game is just too good for this rating. You know what I mean? Like fundamentally sound. That you physically can't be 1600 and play a game like this. You'd have to be like 1899 minimum, and then it would still be fishy if you were 1899. You know what I'm saying? Either you're really, really slow or you're terrible. But you can't be fast and good and be 1669. Walter Goodman. There's something fishy about your account. I'm sorry. You're going to have to do something about that. I mean, get your rating over 2100 or start playing badly. But this is outrageous, dude. You played like a perfect game. And hit a bad opening, too. You even handicapped yourself, like playing a bad line on purpose. You know that? Actually, come to think of it, very sus. $1,900 starts to get decent. Now he's like freaking out. Wow. Knight C3, work on the 7th. He's still in the game. But I mean, that was kind of a weird move. You're going to get out of it too. There's no way he's 1600. I mean, come on. In all seriousness. He already has a win and a draw against me in 4 games, in 3 games. He has 50%. Where's the mate? Huh? Huh? Oh no. Well, he has moves still. Why do that though? Why do that? Why not G5? Dude, your game is extremely weird, bro. Look at this game. Yeah, he blundered finally at move 35. 7 inaccuracies. Dude, by move 31, you had made 2 inaccuracies. And you handicapped yourself with a bad line. Yeah, no, this isn't normal line. You're supposed to play bishop b5. So bishop b3 is bad. Well, it's not that bad. According to the engine, it's still not that bad. Wow. I thought it was worse. This is like, no one plays this. So even knight takes e5 is playable. You're just giving yourself a slight disadvantage. Here I missed bishop d3. I don't know what that does. Very easy to play this. It's totally equal. Yeah, you played a great game, and like honestly, it's a draw. Why didn't you play rook d1? Now your king position is actually giving you an edge. I can't believe you didn't play rook d1. Rook d1, rook d1, knight d1, king f7. I have to watch king h4. It's equal. You're no 1600. I don't know what your deal is, dude. I can't play the zeros. No zeros. Where n is not 0. No zeros. No zeros. Gobble roll mops. No bish roll mops. I've been playing a lot of weird stuff, you know, in Blitz, like the birds opening. I like it. Your challenge go. I know. Like you got, well, you must have let it fall out and then it came back. With what happened is your challenge like closed and came back somehow. I don't understand how that stuff works. Now it's a Grand Prix attack. It's actually a pretty common line. Yeah, okay, so it's reasonable. I had a game many million years ago with black once. No, I'm lying. I was white. Yeah, I was white. Okay. No, I had this billion years ago. 30 years ago in a tournament game. My opponent did something interesting. Not that. Well, e6 isn't so bad, but I think these structures are oftentimes like white just has like a break and black doesn't. But maybe you have d5, basically a birds. Birds is the words. But I think that castling queenside is an option. But it's better defeating Kato. This guy Tim Hankey did that against me in a tournament game in Boston in the early 90s. He was almost master. He was an annoying kind of guy, but he was almost master. Dude, I don't know what your problem is. If international master, high international master. It's sire. Dude, you know, are you different from the other guy? Downstairs chess? Oh, downstairs chess is a person. I thought it was like a place. Person, place, or thing. Here I was thinking downstairs chess was like a chess club where Arsenal was going to play a tournament. I was like, that's a weird name for a tournament hall. For like a tournament. I thought it was called downstairs chess. Alright. I only pick up bits and pieces from the chat. Well played game here by black now. Annoying. I don't really like the way I played this. The light square bishop is good. You know, it can be good. You know, the one thing, everybody's fast. The club had their alcohol serving license revoked. The club. The downstairs chess. Is that a real club? I'm confused. Downstairs Chess is a person in the chat. I thought it was some club where you went to play, or some tournament site. They could be both. Yeah, D4 is mandatory. Gabbletron ops. This is not mandatory. That's a bad thing. You did a bad thing. And now you had to take with the pawn, I think. You did a very bad thing. Now you're lost because of this. Impulse control. You can still take with the pawn on f6, but I don't like f5. No f5. Can't play f5. Not there. How's our impulse control? It's a person. Person, place, or thing. Alright, so Gabbletromos donated $5. I don't know how we're gonna get rid of this donation bar. Oh, he fixed it. How did it get fixed? Thank God it's not 5.55 repeating or whatever. It was all across the screen. Somebody did that somehow. I don't know, it was a Euro donation or what happened, but we got our donation bar was 17 digits at one point. And I was like, oh my God, that's horrible. Alright, now we're just winning. You did not come up with a good solution to this. You know what it seems to me? Arsenal fan, for example, has a very good ability to play quickly. Doesn't need a lot of time to make practical decisions. But some people try to play faster than they really naturally can. In Arsenal's case, he balanced his time. He's learned to manage his time better. But Gabbletromos, I think, tries to... He tries to play a little bit faster than his natural ability should allow. You got to sit on your hands more, in other words. You made mistakes, on moves where you made very quick moves. And that's... Now, Bishop D8 is a decent defense, it looks like. Everybody's happy? I had no forced win. Did I miss knight f7 check? No. Knight f7 check's nice, but it doesn't do anything. Alright. No particular threats, but we're just winning. We're just up a pawn. So I've got a short stream today, guys. We're only here for another 45 minutes. I will take that challenge next. Sorry, Hallow, what's up? But we were a little delayed there. You might have closed the tab or something. You actually should have been the first challenge. And I wasn't awake, and I keep forgetting. But then you disappeared. Your challenge wasn't there for a while, so then it would have been hard for me to remember since it wasn't there. Gabbletromops. Green Gabbles. Anne of Green Gabbles. F6, anyone? Just doesn't work, does it? Oh, F6. Wow. Extreme chess moves. Look before you leap. He loses now. Oh my God. I just blundered. Oh my God. I blundered. Oh my God. He just loses now. Holy shit. So I lost the exchange. I said he just loses now. Oh my God. Bishop takes a6. Oh my God. My whole tactic didn't work. Rook f6. Wait, it does work. Phew, I'm panicking. Alright. Phew, that was a close one. It does work, but it's just pure luck that it works. Well, I figured there'd be something here. Alright, well, that was well calculated. No, I didn't think you could even take. I thought I was winning outright. Now we grind him down. Very easy. No risk involved whatsoever. This is... I mean, okay, black can put up some resistance. I can't believe he can hold this. I'm not sure you should do that, by the way. You just made your position worse. Oh no. Bishop takes. You'll get active. Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. Wow. That's sort of a brilliant move. Let's see. Takes, push, takes. Alright, so we have to do it that way, and then I get mated on the back rank. Jesus. Jesus! What are we going to do? Alright. We got tons of time, too. There's 3-second increments. Yeah, he's a crafty try, A5. If I take, maybe he has chances to save the game. This is not good. You had your chance, and you missed it. You could have been a contender, Gabbletromops. Not anymore. This is like taking candy from a baby. From the baby. King F7. No. Now my H3 pawn. Shit. Shit, shit, shit. That's alright. You're not going to get my H3 pawn. Not if it matters. You're not getting that pawn, and if you do, I'm going to be queening something on the other side. Yeah. We're out of here. You go get that pawn. Enjoy. You're not getting it. I have bad news. I have bad news for you. Even if you get it, you're lost. Oof. Yeah. Rook H2. Check. He didn't want to do that. Nope. Not today. Alright. So... you were fine until... yeah. You played F5. The stupid computer's giving you dubious for D4. I thought it was a decent move, honestly, but okay. Maybe, yeah, maybe you don't need to do that. I don't really want to play D4. Okay. Alright. Alright, I accept the computer's decision. I still don't think it's that bad, but I mean, F5 should get like a question mark. I can't believe it. F5's horrible. Alright. Hal, what's up? We played twice before. I didn't realize. Now that I think about it, yeah, I mean, B5 was the computer move, of course. Though most people wouldn't do that. You can play B5, why not? Now he's not here. He's just thinking. Alright. Sinking. I have just half an hour, guys. Sorry it's a short stream. I can't wake up any earlier. I do a simul on Sundays, classical. I should play the modern. Whatever happened to that sniper guy? Okay, so here we have an interesting line. One of my students suggested. Opponent is not cooperating. Well, there's some interesting possibilities here. I looked at this. You can go for the jugular or see what's behind door number 2. I could have played D5 last move. That's the best move, probably, rather than castles. He can play E5, 98, and H4, and that's been played. Not for the faint of heart. triple check defense. I never played bishop d2 Arsenal. Wait. Knight c3, c6, f4, queen a5, bishop d2. I guess I never played that line. Right, this is correct. So, I have bishop f5. We looked at this? f5 is dubious. Knight takes c3 is kind of a concession. I had a game like that once with white. I won against a strong player who's a friend of mine. It's basically a modern defense, isn't it? This is a modern, well, it was a modern defense. Sicilian, actually, too. It could be a c3 Sicilian. It could be a modern defense. Could be accelerated dragon. But it's all basically the same thing. But I maybe bishop f5 is best. Yeah. Well, this is what we looked at. I mean, this was the point. Now, that's a mistake. That loses a piece. Knight h4, a move. It's a move. The question is it a good move? I'm suspect. You know, I don't think so. I think that he played okay, and maybe knight h4 is a move. I had maybe one game with this that I played offhand. Now, how was such just dropped a piece? Unfortunately, you undefended your bishop on d3 with a backward move. Nothing is going to save you now. No amount of Hail Marys or exorcisms. The Warrens are going to come and exorcise the demons. Do you have a warrant? You can't castle, haha. I also have this. This is sweet. Oh, you can castle. My bad. You can castle. I said you couldn't castle. You can castle. Yeah, you can castle that way. All right. That wasn't good. Sun Prism. Oh, no. What are we going to do? French against French. I'm thinking, what can I do against this guy? He's got his network. No French for you. He loves a good French. Wow, what's that? It's a Smith-Morra? It's a Smith-Morra. Smith-Morra reversed. Oh, the math teacher. I can also play knight f3, obviously. Knight f3. It's a Scandinavian. No, it's not a Scandinavian, actually. That could transpose to an Queen's Gambit accepted. Very interesting. So what do I do now? But d4 is a Queen's Gambit accepted, and it's an okay one for black, I would think. So I have to play bishop e5, and then what? Yeah, this looks legit. Huh. d4, pawn takes pawn, bishop d6. The full max loogie. Alright, anyway, it's a weird move order, though. You know, he hasn't played knight f6 yet. That should be fine. It's an early knight c6. Does that matter? This transposes to a Godiva variation. Actually, for him, it should be good, because he's a French player. That's part of the repertoire. But I don't know what I'm supposed to do. This should be good for me, with that tempo, you know? I don't understand how you're, like, not a tempo down in a French exchange here. I mean, are you a tempo down in the French exchange? Bishop e4, that's wild. Wild and crazy. Bowling. Bad c3 Sicilian. Again, we see the relationship between the c3 Sicilian and exchange French. That's weird. Queen e7 check. Probably a good idea, but this is not necessarily optimal. Okay. No, I'm not going to trade queens. Now what do you do? Chigorin does not approve of your position. We've got him in a very bad place. So this worked out. I mean, luckily bishop e4 check, not the right idea. You need Hans, Max, and Dlugi classes. This is very bad for black now. He is lost. Probably lost. Should be lost. No? Maybe not. Oh my god, what am I doing? Alright. Check. Check queen a3. Check queen b4. Check 1-2. Check 1-2. Well, we have a huge edge. I forgot I have bishop b5 check. That's kind of an important move now. That's an important move. Yeah, so he can't really equalize. Equalizing is on. Oh shit! I hung my c3 pawn. All right, this looks good. But I mean, bishop e4 is bad. If he plays bishop d6, he's heading for a Maxim Dlugi, Queen's Gambit accepted. The only thing is that he's played knight c6 very early, which might be suboptimal because of this d5. Normally, you don't put the knight on c6 that early. And that's the only sus thing about your position. We can't trust queen takes d5, queen d1, though. What are you doing, ultimately? You're playing like a noob opening, right? It's a noob theme today. I have time for another game. Okay, check. Check is a key idea, obviously. He's not surviving if he plays bishop d7. I mean, the only realistic chance is king f8. I could be wrong about that. I mean, none of the options are good. This is a shit show. You're getting shredded by the two bishops and your king. You're going to guess that d4 is the top move? I kept looking at stuff like bishop b5. It's a Sicilian in reverse, right, Arsenal? It's one of these, tempting moves, like bishop c5. Wow, he has a nice move there. But we're not going to give it to him. Pawn takes pawn, queen takes b5. That's nice. William. Very nice. We're not going to give him that. I've been doing tactics puzzles in my free time sometimes, to stay fresh. Closing in on FM. Guys, I'm almost in FM again. I'm like 7 points from FM. I'm going to reclaim the title. I'm just going to creep my way up. No first Saturday Grandmaster tournament. You get these temptations. Play in the Grandmaster tournament for free. You know what will happen? I'll lose like 30 rating points or something. Getting wrecked by juniors. Okay, A4. A4 castles. So I could just take. But I'm trying to slowly get my rating back. Takes. Oof. Why can't I just... Yeah, he resigned. I mean, just pawn takes pawn. No? Yeah. Okay, so this has got to be bad, right? But, okay, half a pawn. Now, Arsenal bets that d4 is the best move. So the other moves... The only other moves is bishop b5, threatening knight takes e5. Or just floating that bishop out on c4, which is a great square. I'm pretty sure that all three moves are playable. Do you spend too much time on moves that are obvious? Probably, but I mean I am streaming. But in over the board tournaments, more than I should probably. Lately I've been a little better since the World Senior. I've been getting better with managing my time. Hey, could we collab? I'm 2800 Blitz and stream every day. Maybe. But I'm not doing a lot of, yeah, maybe send me an email or message on Lichess. So d4 is number 1. Wow, bishop c4 isn't on the board. That's shocking. I mean, dude, bishop c4 is like the most classical looking move ever. I can't believe it's not a top 5 suggestion. But let's push to depth. Yeah, now it's up there. Oh, it disappeared. Man, bishop c4 is still not in the top 5 moves. There it is. It barely made it in the top 5 moves. Yeah, d4 is best. Masters database, no games. You're a tempo down. d4, e takes d. No games in the Masters database. You're tempo down, Dlugi. So I thought bishop d6. I mean, this is the acid way to play it. You know, the acid test. But your knight is on c6 too early. It's not supposed to be on c6 so early. All right, Krishna. I have time for another game or two, max. 1 or 2 games. Are you coached by Dlugi? No, Hans is coached by Dlugi. And he wrote a book on the Queen's Gambit Accepted, which I can't say anymore for some reason. With his original teacher. Dlugi's original, like, you know, buddy. Some IM from New York. Zaltzman or whatever. Dlugi and Zaltzman. No, seriously, Dlugi's a good QGA player. There aren't a lot of them around. But I don't think Hans plays the QGA much. I just like to make Hans Dlugi jokes. Okay. We'll do this. Krishna. The next Hans. Why Hans is so arrogant? Dude. Probably most people who are like, you know, wealthy kids raised by rich parents are arrogant. I don't know. I mean, if you grow up in like Manhattan or something, I mean, you go into like, it's a cultural thing. I don't know. Maybe his parents are arrogant. I don't really know him. You know? I would assume his parents are arrogant. But, you know. What do I know? So, if you have arrogant parents, you're probably going to grow up to be arrogant. I mean, that's what I would guess. So anyways, do I want to play c5? I'm not used to having e6 in so early. Maybe this is okay for white. But I mean, I remember Hans streaming on like Twitch back when I was streaming before the pandemic, right? I mean, we're going back to like 2017. Maybe a little later. Okay. I might be exaggerating. Yeah. 2018, let's say. You go back to 2018, wasn't Hans like 2300, but this really obnoxious, like, kid streaming? He was some obnoxious, yeah. He was known by the other people like Hikaru, and he was streaming back then and he was obnoxious. But he wasn't like a grandmaster. You know, it was weird. So that's what's so strange. Um, I would never watch a stream, but you know, you get maybe once I clicked on his stream or something. But I mean, Hikaru is a legendary player and has been for a long time, especially in Blitz. At least he has some street cred. You know, this guy was just a cocky kid who was 2300. I mean, give me a break, bro. There's no comparison between him and Hikaru. Hikaru took a long time to become a super GM, and it happened very naturally and gradually. And he was a legendary Blitz player way before that. You know, it's a totally different story. But yeah. But Hikaru had legendary street cred from his Blitz play online since he was little. You know, I mean, he was really into Blitz and a legendary online player. So it's a totally different scenario, really. I'm not saying it's okay that Hikaru was cocky and arrogant, but at least he had a kind of reason to be, you know. I don't know if that justifies it. Anyways, alright, so bishop d6 is a threat? I don't know what to do here. How strong is this player? What to do? I mean, I probably should take. You can take with the knight? No. Alright, so bishop d6 is annoying. No, I never liked Hikaru when he was a kid, but he was always fine with me. You know, he never did anything too bad against me. So we're knocking over the pieces in Blitz game. But yeah, he was cocky. He would kind of stare at you when you were playing, but a lot of people do that, you know. He didn't do anything directly horrible against me. Anyways, this conversation is boring. So, we have 15 minutes left. I played a line here that I don't normally do. Double fianchetto, accelerated Queen's Indian, but not really accelerated Queen's Indian because I played e6. So it's actually just a Queen's Indian with a double fianchetto, not necessarily an accelerated Queen's Indian. If that makes sense. Rook c8. White's very solid. This pawn could be a weakness. Queen's Indian, not my go-to opening for playing for a win, though. You know, I mean, I just sort of threw it out there. This would not normally be my choice in a random Blitz game where I'm trying to win with black. Laka was horrible, but he got better. But I think he got worse again because of the streaming, making a lot of money from streaming. I haven't seen him in many, many years. You know, I mean, I haven't seen him forever. Since the last time I saw Hikaru was, I don't even know, 2010. I have no idea. My opponent has left the game. You can claim victory in 43 seconds. So anyway. Well, that's weird. He's gone. He got disconnected. Strategic question of double fianchetto openings. Why do we see more bishop for knight exchanges? Why don't we see more changes on f3? Yeah, those kind of like bishop takes f3. Queen's Indian. You can do that. Claim victory in 8 seconds. Yes. Well, claiming victory will allow me to play one more game, which is cool. All right, we're going to claim victory. Claim victory! Yes. All right, last game. Ragnat's 1500, 5+2. You're anonymous? You have no games? I'm playing an anonymous dude with no games, but who cares? Whatever. Mostly I play e4 in Blitz. Today I wasn't. Anyway, if this guy's not here, I'm going to go. I'm sorry it was a short stream today. I gotta learn to wake up earlier. My brain... What's the most common symptom of dementia among amphibians? Arsenal fan. Did you hear me? Do you hear me now? Muting stream. Oh, the last time you muted the stream was brutal. That was ugly. Wow. Hyper modern. Prophylactic even. Why not? Shit, what do I do? We counter him with A4. Counter A6. Frog opening. The Frog. One of my favorite bands. The Frogs. Primus is playing in Europe, Arsenal fan, and in England. They're doing their first tour since 2017. Les and his bands. The Frog Brigade, that's one of his bands. So Primus is playing Budapest in the summer. They just announced the concert schedule. They have a bunch of dates in the UK. Speaking of frogs, he has like 3 bands. One with like Sean Lennon, Primus, the Frog Brigade, some other stuff. Very few good concerts we get here in Budapest. A lot of musicians boycott Budapest because of Orban, the political climate. Like the Melvins refused to come here. They canceled their concert a few years ago. But Primus isn't political, not really, but they are from California, so. Bristol, August 21st. Yeah, I know there's a whole bunch of dates with the UK. And like a handful in Europe. So, alright. Ragnads. With 0 games. The Bristol Bridge. We had a Bristol in New Jersey. There's a bridge that goes over to Philly. It's like Central Jersey. I'm gonna see them in Budapest. I should try to get tickets. It might be a smaller venue, I'm not sure. I should probably try to get tickets like quickly because it's gonna sell out if it hasn't already. Yeah, I'm probably here. I mean, I'd probably be here. I don't know. I mean, if I buy tickets, then I would have to be here. I could probably be here for August 4th. That's the only date. It's one date. I'm seeing, yeah, that's like 50, well, that's like $60. I'm seeing Idols. Did I tell you that? You weren't here. I have tickets to see Idols on July 8th. It's great when your kids get old enough to buy you concert tickets for your birthday. Just wait. Then they start to be useful. I'm excited. I kind of wish, like, I kind of wish that Sleaford Mods would play Budapest. I don't know about like festivals and stuff this summer. I don't really like going to like festivals. I'd rather go to like a standalone event. That's cool. But anyway, I'm taking my daughter to. Well, she's taking me to her first real concert. She got me tickets, so it's like 16 plus, so 17 tomorrow. You know you're old when one of your kids is 17. I can't believe it. Not old, ancient. B3 or E6? Shit. He has a defense to this. Ragnarok. Has a defense to this. Has a number of defense to this. I don't know what I'm thinking. Queen B3 helps me get my queen trapped. It was a really great idea. Queen A2 was better. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, E5? I gotta go. Alright, I have 7 minutes. Yeah, he's got all sorts of defenses. This wasn't his best move, though. Probably. Now E5. My bishop isn't trapped, but it could be. So I messed this up. Look at those knights. That's amazing. The knights are just amazing. Yeah, I'm screwing myself. Okay, well, I moved the wrong place. I guess maybe Queen E2 and Queen B3 were both not that great, you know, ultimately. And I shouldn't have even gone for that. Nice knights. You gotta love this guy with knight on B8, knight on C6. 1500 question mark. Who is this? You just created a new account? Arsenal fan? It's you, right? Queen C6 too. That's great. That's what I want to see. Alright, let's kill that knight while we can. You're not this creative, and that's a good thing. He is very creative. Too creative. He's gonna run out of time. Alright, we got close to decisive. Oh, that's not gonna work. Alright, he collapsed. Alright guys, fun game. Anyway, nice chatting with you. We're going to be back on Sunday with we got a donation thing, thanks to Roll Mops. Sky V's has followed, Random Chess Guy has followed, Guacamole has followed. Who else? Alright, anyway, Sunday, 6:30 p.m. CET, Simul. See you guys then. Unless I